Warning, this video contains rumors, speculation, strong opinions, and
What's up, everyone, and welcome to another video, or such a live stream, actually. But yes, welcome to. Look, I'm still around. I didn't get fired yet, and I think if I behave well enough, then I think it's cemented. I will stay here longer on this channel, but we'll see what happens. But welcome, everyone. Welcome.
This isn't goddamn Geeks and Gamers. This is Movie Madness.
With entertainment.
Mad Max. I'm gonna be real mad if you keep wearing that shirt. What the hell, bro? What the hell? I got a lot to talk about here. And yes, we are going to talk about the Snyder Cut and why I haven't been covering it as much. Is it because I think it's not going to happen? No, I think there's a lot of stuff out there that you could point to that says there's a good opportunity for it to go forward. And part of it is the fear of missing out based on Hollywood. They want what they can't have in letting talent go. And then the reception of it, we're going to examine the Rotten Tomatoes. Are Rotten Tomatoes bullshit? Yes. But do movie studios still pay attention to it? Absolutely yes. If you get a score that's good with the critics and the audience is a rarity nowadays, and it's above a certain percentage, you consider it. And then also, can you imagine anything else that will be as popular as Dark Side returning for a streaming service to market? Maybe Game of Thrones coming back. There's nothing else that gets that much buzz as Dark Side's return. But we're going to examine all that. But I've been covering other movie topics because I don't want to bombard the non-Snyder Cut fans with this. But I think does that mean it's a slam dunk? No. Does that mean that all the articles coming out there with rumors are legit? Probably not. But the reality is lots of stuff happens in Hollywood. Lots of scenarios of potential projects happen. And the sources that they have, are various degrees of plans. You know how many plans don't happen in Hollywood? There lots of this stuff. They throw out feelers. But the reality is everyone's full of shit in movie talk. But don't count them out either. Don't count Zack Snyder out. We know for one thing, Netflix wants him, right? Disney Plus, the mouse wants its hands on anything it can get its hands on. So if Disney is talking to him, which you won't find out yet, and Warner Brothers is not talking to him at all, can you imagine that scenario? I cannot. He is one of the most prevalent directors in streaming right now. He gets everything trending. So to say they're not even considering it, no. The problem is, if it does happen, and this is what I brought up on Matt Jarbo's stream, where I dunked on the Jarbo. Maybe he had a handicap because of his back. I convinced RJ to come back my way.
Maybe. We'll see. I'm still a little hesitant. We'll see.
Well, I will say this, Max.
Yeah.
There's an old saying. If you love something enough, let it go. And if it comes back to you, it was meant to be.
Okay. Thanks for that, Brian. I'm just saying, you don't know. No one knows anything. I don't.
No, of course.
No, my friend Mladen was commenting on the other stream. You sound like Dubecock. No, I do not. I don't say I have a friend. I don't say I have sources. I don't go to 4chan. I don't listen to Geeks and Gamers. No, I just go by what's trending, what's popular, what keeps coming up. Relevancy is everything to Hollywood.
Well, Max, you don't think that it's copium or hopium like Xenode says in the chat right now? You don't think it's copium and hopium talking for you?
I'm not saying it's definitely going to happen. I say there's a route there, and to ignore it completely would be idiotic. Has WB been idiotic in the past? Yes. Is it extremely popular right now? Yes. Is Zack Snyder one of the most... If you get a project with a streaming service and you say, I got Zack Snyder, that's an instant fan base, instant trend on hashtags. Look at Army of the Dead. Army of the Dead was trending too when the trailer came out. It's instant marketing, free marketing. You don't pass that up without any conversations at all. The real problem here is that everyone expects this miracle announcement out of nowhere. No, you cannot close a lid on that box once you open it. Knowing what the Snyder Cut, and that's part on us, the Snyder Cut fandom. Once you announce something, they are never going to let you live it down unless you fulfill on their promises. The other thing is, if they do go ahead, you know they're going to say, well, we're going to talk about the budget. We're going to talk about how it's going to be delivered. Do you think Zack Snyder is going to compromise his vision? You know, like Brie Larson in the Nissan commercial? No compromise, no compromising, ladies. No compromising, gentlemen. He is not going to do it in compromise. I think he's going to do what he did on that Justice Con last year. If it's not his way, he's going to burn it to the effing ground. That's probably where we're at.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. How can you talk compromise when one side is publicly refusing to compromise?
If they want compromises at the beginning. So the reality is, it's his way or no way, his way or the highway. So there is a path forward, but can you imagine any scenario where Zack Snyder compromises his vision at the start, even before he even starts filming, knowing what they've done to him in the past?
And that's why it's like, nah, dude, I almost wanted to type in the chat. We need to get some super chats to send you to a haberdasher and get your tinfoil hat ready.
Me?
Yes.
Yes, you Max.
No, I mean, everyone's like, oh, it's not announced yet. I mean, it's been a month. You don't know what's happening. And of course, and Hollywood does this typical thing where they release stuff to the press. It could be negotiation tactics.
Here's my thing.
You don't know. I'm not saying it is. I'm saying there's a possibility. Everyone's like calling me like Doomcock. No, there is a possibility that talks are being made. And if that is a possibility, if there's negotiations right now, they are going to throw stuff out in the press to drive down the price and say we don't need to do it. Where this man,
so you're saying that the headlines of 2.7 million and CNBC going that the Snyder Cut didn't move the needle, that's press negotiations to drive the price down. Is that what I'm trying to understand, or like what?
It has some spin on there. It's not as good as it could have been. Yes, you're right.
Then was it not as good as it could have been? What was missing to get those numbers up?
What I said on Matt Jarbo stream, what we did is we acted in good faith. We all subscribed to HBO Max right away. We watched Wonder Woman. So the big surge was the fourth quarter. That was not just Wonder Woman. That was the promise of the Snyder Cut. That's what they're looking for, a surge like that. So that is one fault of this. But I'm telling you now, a lot jumped on board HBO Max at the promise of the Snyder Cut. They paid their money. They added their credit cards to renew based on this promise. So you're not going to get the jump there that around the Wonder Woman time. That was the big jump where they like, oh my goodness. You know, it wasn't just
Wonder Woman. But here's the other thing we're not looking at. Remember, I said months ago that what happened, the reason they greenlit the Snyder Cut was because they needed that big ticket item. Everything changed when the pandemic happened and they had the day-and-date movie releases. Mm-hmm. Even those are not moving the needle the way they want to. So my question is, what is stopping the general audience from activating their freaking HBO Max accounts? Because there's millions of people who have either DirecTV or an at&t phone plan who have not activated yet and have not gotten HBO Max. They have not started paying for it and having that as part of their subscription. Even though they have the ability to, because it's built into what they have. What is stopping people from doing that, and why didn't the Snyder Cut motivate those people to do it? Was it because we didn't reach out hard enough to the normies, maybe? Did
talk to
them more?
At the end of the day, they don't care. They're just like, oh, look, that Justice League. All right. Didn't we watch that? Oh, yeah. Okay.
But it's a different movie, though. They didn't understand that.
Well, I'm just saying, don't count it out either. It has an uphill battle to climb. I understand it's not the same as a film that was already shot. It's not the same. It's not. It's an uphill battle, but there's pieces are there to move forward. There are pieces there. I think a lot of these articles are possible things that they actually discussed. It just didn't move forward. If it doesn't move forward, that's sad. I'll have to accept it. But it's all there. All the pieces are there, including the perception that DC has not had a movie with this highly regarded in both the press and the audience for a while. It's not the best, but it's moving forward. And what they want for an ensemble superhero film, this is what they want. But even though they won't admit it, this is the road they were going to. Rotten Tomatoes, is it compromised? Somewhat, yes. But their audience and the critics score are both on board with this film. That means it's moving in the right direction, and it trends, and Zack Snyder is sought after. All these things. If Zack Snyder just sat there and didn't develop any other projects, he wouldn't be such a hot commodity. That is a factor into this. What do the other streaming companies like Netflix and Disney want to do? Are you telling me if Warner Brothers, you don't? All right, let me just pose this scenario. Do you really think that Netflix is the only one contacting Zack Snyder right now? Or do you think?
I mean, that we know of, yes. I mean,
that we know of, yes. But
if Netflix is there, Disney tries to get everyone.
True, but the thing with Disney is that a director like Zack Snyder is very much a visionary who never wants to compromise again. So I just don't think. I'm not saying he couldn't work in the Disney offices. I'm not saying he couldn't work with those executives, but it's more. And again, it's more that upheaval thing. I think Zack Snyder's at a point in his career where he wants no compromise anymore. He just wants to be the visionary he wants to be, with no compromises.
All right.
And Netflix is the one place that provides that.
He's having talks everywhere. I could guarantee that part. He's at least got feelers out everywhere. So it's not out of the realm of possibility. And even though I won't cover it every day here because I want to cover other movie topics, and we will get to the chat, this man is more relevant now than ever. And he's been relevant before with 300 and all his other projects. It's just what people expect. Like, you don't hear anything. It must be done. Like, what are you expecting? They are not going to announce Justice League 2 the weekend after. Even a month after. They have to iron out these details. He is not going to say yes unless he's 100% sure and 100% with his vision. And you know that.
Of course.
What did he say? I will burn it to the effing ground before I release an unfinished product, an unfinished vision. So it's not a simple task. This is the most volatile. If there are negotiations, I'm saying it right here. This is what people are not talking about. If they are talking to each other, this is the most volatile negotiations ever based on their history, and to make sure he feels safe going forward. Even regardless if he wants to do it or not. If there are talks, everything has to iron. Every single detail is ironed out. It's not like Wonder Woman 3, go ahead. Patty Jenkins we already know we want to go ahead with Gal and Patty Jenkins. This is a different route. If it's happening, it's not going to be announced fast. I agree there is a sweet spot of getting these actors and contracts that they have to iron out. There is a time limit. This can't go on for years and years and years, or it's just going to pass away. Well, but I'm also saying it's a goddamn month. You're not going to get the announcement right away.
Okay, so here's the deal on that one. Mm-hmm. They need to act quickly to keep people's interests intact.
Right.
Okay?
But he's not going to just sign anything. He's not.
No, I got you. Yeah. And that kind of is telling. They've already drawn the line in the sand and said, hey, this is what we expect out of what we're going to do. We are going to give you suggestions, and this is how it's going to be. This is WB I'm talking about. Okay? Mm-hmm. Max or Zack himself said, hey, I love how they're treating me over there. This movie's not bastardized. That's subtle shade thrown at Warner Brothers for meddling with his projects over the years. Mm-hmm. I think the thing is if you love Zack Snyder and you love his work, be happy with him going somewhere else.
Oh, I'm happy.
And honestly, be strong enough to be able to let that go.
No, I'm okay with letting it go, Brian. But people are acting like it's over, and you don't know. Neither side knows. Any side that says it's 100% going forward, or that's so 80%, 70%, anyone that gives you like a percentage, or says it's not going to happen, you don't know.
That's why somebody was saying you were sounding like Doomcock, because it's like, well, you're hoping for something like, that's. I'm
saying there are talks being made. If they go forward with it, that's a different situation, and you're not going to get an announcement right away. If you were expecting an announcement right away, you're delusional because it's such a volatile situation. Get to the point where they talk to each other and say, okay, let's do Justice League 2. Now what? You think that's going to be a fast conversation?
No, it's going to be
long, drawn out. They're going to throw their little jabs in the press each way, just like you said with Zack saying, oh, I wasn't compromised at all. That might have been like a negotiation tactic as well. You don't know. There's reasons. There can be multiple reasons for comments like this in the press and on social media. You know, you don't know what they were talks for that day. I'm not getting screwed around at all at Netflix. You don't know if there's a bidding war. Well, I'm not saying there is, but you don't know that there's not.
There has to be a point in time where we recognize the difference between stuff going on and grasping at straws. And it seems like everybody's just grasping at straws right now.
Okay. Am I grasping at straws? Go ahead. Say right ahead.
I mean, you are a little bit, which is, I mean, it's fine.
RJ and Eddie. Eddie, go ahead. Geeks and gamers. Where are you?
Man, they bounced. What the heck? They're over there watching Enosh.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm sorry. I don't want to be the one that like craps on people's parades and stuff.
No, I
think the thing is if you think honestly in your heart of hearts you think it's not going to happen, and you kind of want to share like some caution with your friends, like, hey guys, maybe we should do.
I agree. What the hell? It might not happen, but But people saying it's not happening, like Matt Jarbo, are just as full of shit as everyone else, because you don't know if they're saying we're going to talk about going forward. That scenario, think about that scenario. It's going to be long, drawn out, and volatile as hell to say, okay, both parties we're going forward. It's not going to happen overnight. It's ridiculous. Just get to the point where they're talking to each other. That negotiation table is going to be ridiculous based on everything they did to him. He's going to make sure they can't come in halfway and pull it away from him.
Of course. And I'm just saying I don't think that WB operate, or, they don't operate in that fashion. You know what I mean? Like,
well, I mean, my scenario also gives a little cautionary tale to people that want it. If Zack doesn't get it his way, he's going to walk. So say they want to go for it. If he doesn't get what he wants, like I said, maybe he should reevaluate. I personally said maybe he should reevaluate how he's planning to do the sequels. I'm pretty much sure he's going to do it the way he planned to, or not at all. So that's something else. It's very possible they could say, let's bring Darkseid back, but they wanted it this different way. And he'll say, no, I'm bouncing. So that's another scenario. Even if they want to go forward, it's up to the man. It's up to the boss. He might say, I'm not dealing with this unless I do it my way, and I have 100% that you're not going to take it away from me halfway through the project. All right. So we'll have other movie topics there.
I was going to say, now that Eddie's back,
go ahead, Eddie.
Oh, sorry. I was just watching some SJW make fun of my master on a live stream.
I told you he was watching Enosh.
But yes, and I said it a couple of times, right? I'm tired of it, right? I stopped with the campaigns. I stopped with everything else. It's just like I do think they already came with a conclusion. I'm not sure what it is though.
You don't know that. You don't know that, Eddie. You don't know how things work. But
what I'm saying is, neither do you.
I know.
They could be flat out done, and they're just not saying anything because, like Matt said, they just don't want to lose subs. Because I'm guaranteeing you, if they said something like that, it'd be a fire sale on HBO Max.
Basically, the original title was of this stream is going to be Matt Jarbo's wrong again, just because he doesn't know either. That's what I've always done. I attack both sides.
Nobody knows anything.
You don't know. There's a lot of RJ doesn't know. There's a lot of stuff out there that points to a positive path forward, and part of it will be we'll go to Rotten Tomatoes, but let's get to the chat here first. Chubby Teddy, Max coming at you with another video. Chubby. Yes, Darth Scipio, and I can't wait to get to Xeno's comments. I haven't even seen them yet. You need to get Geeks Plus Gamers, Young Rika, EVS, and Uche once for all. Jeremy put his logo on. Yeah, he did. Never forget that. Never forget that. Cuppy Malik, as far as Zack's fan of Zack's work, I don't mind if WB close him off from ever finishing his film arc. I'd rather see him thrilled or thrived in other work with other studios, be it Netflix, Marvel, or even Amazon. Yes, I'm telling you, once you get, I mean, that's the magic formula. It's like lightning in a bottle is his projects right now. So you can't, even though they don't want to go forward, they are considering it. Doesn't mean they will. It doesn't mean it's done either, because you haven't heard anything. That's so stupid. I'm sorry. Just because you haven't heard anything doesn't mean things aren't happening. I'm not saying they are. I'm saying consider the negotiation table between WB and Zack Snyder. Consider it. And then tell me that's going to happen overnight. You're not going to get an announcement for a while if they are at that point ever. I'm not saying they are. I'm not saying they're not. I'm saying
what's to say if they didn't have negotiations before the cut came out, and they stalled then?
Well, they did. They did. They said he admitted on his stream they wanted me to release as is, and he said, "Hell no, I'll burn it to the ground." You're not doing that, because then you could say, "See, it wasn't that great." Okay, let me see. Listen, Zeno, you don't know. You don't. Why do you think? Do you think movie pundits know anything? They are. Every movie.
He showed up.
Who?
He's in the chat, Jeremy.
That might not be him. Thank you for.
No, it has a check mark. It has a check mark and everything.
Oh, really?
Holy fuck.
Okay, watch the F-bombs, Eddie.
Monetization, Eddie.
My bad. He said send the link.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
All right. Let's check in with the lounge. Oh my goodness. Oh wow. Get some soap, man. What the hell, Eddie? Wearing that shirt? Yeah, you sound like a. Oh wait, let me see. Oh wow. I might end the stream. Should we end the stream? Hold on. It's true. Wow.
Who's controlling minds? Is this a Gorilla Grodd video or?
Oh wow.
Gorilla Grodd's my favorite psychic.
Can you hear?
Yeah.
Look, it's him. It's him.
So here was the video. This was in response, like I said last week.
All right,
I was on RJ's channel. RJ literally just started.
Keep tabs, Eddie, and then watch my viewers bounce because they're streaming at the same time. If he actually appears on stream, we're gonna tune in again from the lounge to see how that goes down. Wow.
I'll pay attention if he does.
But you know what? I'm thinking next level. Maybe maybe Jeremy was playing a little chess. He wants this because it helps both. It helps get views when you have. No, it helps. Just like the popcorn a-hole has been commenting on too. When your views are down, this type of stuff helps. Like tune into what Jeremy's doing and what Senor's in.
Look what he said. I guess he's not interested in actual discussion. I tried. Oh, this guy is such a
Salty little bee.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, he wanted to be. He doesn't want people to prepare or anything. Although he was, to be fair, Enosh was doing a video on him. But I think this might have been what he eventually wanted anyway. Like he said, there's reasons for all this. Okay, let me see here. Max Solo, never tell me the odds. Well, back to our topic. I'm just saying anyone telling you that it's not going to happen does not know either. You just don't know. And if there are negotiations, don't expect to hear it right away. Are things exactly how they did it get hit out the park where it's a worldwide phenomenon? I think it was very successful. I think it could have done better. And I think, like I said on Matt Jarbo's stream, which we all did, we all acted in good faith once they announced it. We all signed up to HBO Max, and it would have been a big. Go ahead, Eddie.
Yeah, no, he Enoch said no, but then he's saying, but it's about me, so why don't you let me on?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I
It's-
kind of wish he. I kind of
It's
wish
the
Enoch
real
would've-
Jeremy. It's
I
the real
can't-
Jeremy.
Jeremy. I kind of wish he would have just sent it to him though. But they have a set show though. I think they don't want to.
Now, 2 cents.
Yeah,
He doesn't normally add guests.
Yeah.
Him and Johnny.
I would have him on right now, but he doesn't. He doesn't want to talk to me anymore. Maybe he'll want to talk to his biggest fan.
I think the last
get-
time Jeremy came in here was one of the first live streams I watched of yours, Max.
Yeah, 1% is still a chance. It's not 1%. Quit giving it a number. You're full of shit too, Brian. You don't know. I mean, this is why I get so sick of movie pundits across the board on either side. You just don't know, and they operate all the people that say this is what I've built my channel on. I'm my own source. Do I do rumors with speculation? Yeah. Do I base it off anything? Yes. What I see trending, what's popular, what's a constant topic of conversation. And Hollywood does that too. They look at trends, free marketing, Twitter. Brie Larson is the Queen Brie. Her name's mentioned. You get trending hashtags. People pay attention. There's all kind of videos. Are most of them negative? Yes, it doesn't matter. What's the oldest thing about marketing? Every time we're mentioned, it's a success. You know,
There's no such thing as bad press.
oh yes, there's no such thing as bad press. Press is press. That is legit. You get a hashtag trending, it's trending. If they are negotiating, they are going to throw. If it is, I'm not saying it's happening. If there are negotiations happening, then they are going to throw stuff out there to try to say we don't need to go forward, acting like they don't need him, which is exactly what's happening. I'm not saying that's the exact scenario, but this is the playbook. If you're negotiating with someone, you don't want to give them their highest price. Just like when you're buying a house or something, or buying a car. Maybe I don't need a new car. This is a whole new shebang. This is not Zack Snyder negotiating before Man of Steel. This is Zack Snyder negotiating after he had a family tragedy and they pulled his film and cut and pasted everywhere and justified it. They justified what they did. Okay? So it's not going to happen overnight. That's all I'm saying. Okay, let's get back to the chat. Binge Buddy. Loving the shirt, kind of. Oh, boy.
Oh my gosh.
No, Ben Workman. Even this one, I didn't say it's an absolute certainty. I say it's not as easy as the Snyder Cut. It is it's a whole
Ben
different
Affleck
piece.
line from BVS.
Oh, okay. But it's not as easy as the Snyder Cut. The Snyder Cut wasn't easy. This battle is way bigger and a higher hurdle because not only do you have to agree to it, you have to agree to terms. Because Zack Snyder is just not going to sign on the dotted line. Okay, say Jason Kilar says, okay, we're going to move forward. Do you think he's going to go through that contract with going through every single line? It's just not going to happen overnight. Skinny just wants a Batflick movie. Skinny, if Snyder moves to Disney, need to give him Moon Knight or Spirits of Vengeance. I think everyone's
Moon Knight's already taken care of. Ghost Rider, maybe.
But I think everyone's considering him for some project on their streaming because it's an instant fan base. You can't get this fan base for a project as soon as you announce Zack Snyder. And you know what? Most of the industry's already seen Army of the Dead. They know. Depending on how well Army of the Dead is, people in the know. They know his next project.
And it'll be a big loss for HBO. You know what I mean? Like it's their bad, but at the end of the day,
that's part of the equation, Brian, is how Hollywood thinks. Even if they don't want to do it, someone else getting it. Something else getting that, that trend or something based on a mistake you've made. Even though they don't want to make a mistake, they don't want him to succeed somewhere else. It's in the conversation somewhere. If they move forward, that's a different story. There's conversations happening for sure. I'm positive of that based on he's an active director in streaming. He's relevant. People know in the industry, they know how good Army of the Dead is already. I think it's going to be a big success. I think it's going to be the number one, and this is another speculation. I think it's going to be the number one original Netflix movie ever. I really think that. You come back to me next month.
Is going to sign him an exclusive deal right after it releases.
That's a big deal. That's a big deal for streaming when you're trying to build a platform.
I mean, aside from the fact that like zombie movies are kind of niche, but yeah, I mean, I could see it. I mean, I hope for the best for him. I mean, I really hope that this works out. Like,
delusional is the word. I'm not delusional. You're delusional if you think that people in the industry don't talk when there's someone trending. You're delusional, Zeno.
See, even Matt says that's a bold proclamation.
Where's Matt? Is Matt Jarbo there?
He's in the chat.
I haven't seen him yet. Jordan Balls, I'm great. Yeah, he did call me. I'm trying to check up with the chat. Hey, Ambassador Wing. He says quit using copium instead. There's nothing copium about it. If you think they're not even considering it, you're full.
It's not copium. Delusional. It's hopium, Max. You're on hopium.
It's not hopium either. I'm saying if you think they're not even talking about it, you haven't been following Hollywood. If they're not even talking about it, if they move forward, it's a different story. Lots of obstacles are in the way, lots of hurdles, a lot of money, a lot of contracts, and then you get to that part. And then Zack still has to sign off on the negotiation for his terms. And you may never know that they talked to him about it and they didn't want to do it his way and he walked. And he went to Netflix. And all the better for him after what he's had to deal with. You may never know. Okay. Let me see. Hello? All right. Which part's a bold proclamation? See, the Frank Knight Rises thinks I'm on the money. So let's get back to Ambassador. What you want to come on and now and debate it? All right, just watch the language because he already put two F-bombs in there. I'll send him the link.
now I'm kind of triggered now seeing this stream.
All right, so Ambassador wants to call me, tell me I'm full of it. That's fine. He could come on. Just no bad language, Ambassador. Where are you? And then I want to get to more things to show how it's on the right track for a superhero film that is an ensemble superhero film for DC. It's on. You don't just gloss this over and disappear. Let's get to. I have an article pulled up about the Rotten Tomatoes scores of DC films, and we'll get to that. And you don't just ignore it when it's a closest thing you have to the Avengers, and the score is so good with the critics and the audience. You don't dismiss that if you are in the industry. It's not something you dismiss because as much as we like to say Rotten Tomatoes is not relevant, the industry still looks at it. They still look at it for bonuses and all this other stuff. And that's part of the reason it's compromised too. Critics only go so hard at certain films. Not all films, but the bigger the budget, the more they're going to play softball for certain aspects of it. So let's look at the Rotten Tomatoes for DC films. All DC movies ranked. Did I send you a link? Yes, I did. All right. Here it is. Let's refresh. And then we'll look at, because unfortunately, Zack Snyder's Justice League isn't included in this article. So Supergirl 1984, 9%, 45. I got to rewatch that. We actually haven't had another Supergirl. Catwoman, 2004, 9%. Woo! Superman 4, The Quest for Peace. I didn't realize it was that down. Batman and Robin, 12%.
How's it
Steel, 12%. What's that noise? That's Eddie.
Eddie,
what are you doing?
Eddie, what are you doing, man? It's background
feedback.
Do you have headphones?
Yeah, he's got an earbud in his head.
It's actually it's an airplane going by. It's dropping off his latest T-shirt.
Oh God.
He's getting the cornering shirt
Okay.
air lifted in.
Jonah Hex 2010 12%. I didn't know this was The Kitchen.
Yeah, it's based
That's
on the
a DC
Vertigo
movie?
comic book. It's based on
Okay.
the Vertigo book. It's
Green
amazing.
Lantern 26%. Suicide Squad 26%.
Suicide
that-
Squad should be lower.
And Batman v Superman 29%.
Really?
Superman
Yeah.
3 30%. Batman Forever 38%. The Killing Joke 39. I didn't see that yet. I got to see.
It's a
that.
disappointment.
Man.
Justice League 40%. The Return of Swamp Thing. Red 2. I didn't see that one. Batman and Harley Quinn animated. Constantine 46%. I don't know. I bought this based on people said it was The Losers. I hated this film. I don't know why everyone says it's like a hidden gem. I didn't like it. And I bought it on Steelbook. Man of Steel 56%. Wonder Woman 1984 59. Swamp Thing 1982 63%. Watchmen 65. Now we're getting into fresh DC. So this is where you start to pay attention. 65 for Watchmen. Aquaman 65. Joker 68. So this is why this is so relevant. Zack Snyder's Justice League has a higher score than the Joker. Okay? And it's a collaboration of superheroes. It's a superhero team up film. This is what they want to go forward. Batman 1989 71%. Red. So where do you guys remember? I will bring it up, but do you remember where Zack Snyder's Justice League fits in here?
It's in 70.
Okay, that's good enough. V for Vendetta, and then we'll get to it. Superman Returns. I don't understand why this got so high, 75%, because I didn't like. Now this one, I'm completely shocked by. I did not realize Birds of Prey, 78%. But if you go to, okay, let's take for example the audience score on this one. Oh, 78% for the audience score too.
People
I'm
like the
surprised,
movie.
man.
People really like this.
This is why that we're not getting the Snyderverse, guys, because Birds of Prey did so well on.
I'm
Rotten
surprised by that one. I thought the audience score would be. Oh, now it's refreshing. God
somewhere Hamada's sitting back going.
You thought Max is gonna get the one up on him.
It's not. It's a dumb movie according to you. I mean, this isn't just me. This is we're gonna get to. Oh, now is it refreshing now? Come on. Oh, now I have to scroll all the way down. I'm not doing that again. I was just curious to see Birds of Prey because man, is that a big scroll?
You could just make a new tab instead of clicking on it, maybe.
I have too many tabs open.
How did that do better than Man of Steel?
Because
for
Man of Steel
Vendetta,
was very controversial.
Superman
when it came
Returns.
out.
Okay, Birds of Prey, Batman the movie, 1966, 79%.
Oh Lord, have
Batman
mercy.
Returns, Road to Perdition. Now you're getting into some really good stuff. Batman Mask of Phantasm, Batman Begins, Superman 2, History of Violence, The Dark Knight Rises, Lego Batman, Shazam. Well, Shazam's way up there. Teen Titans, that got 91%.
Here,
Oh my God.
you know, believe it or not, guys, I hate the cartoon
Yeah.
it's based on, but the movie's actually very good. Believe
Yeah,
it or
the
Wonder
not,
movie's
it's
Woman,
very
really funny.
93%. The Return of the Cape Crusaders, 94. Superman, Dark Knight. Those are the top ones.
Where's
Okay,
Zack
so
Snyder's
it's,
Justice League?
I'll bring that up. It's not as high as the other ones, but it also, you cannot dismiss this because it's both audience and critics for an ensemble film for multiple superheroes in the same movie. 71% and 95% audience score. You can't dismiss that when it's also Darkseid. Darkseid is marketable. Darkseid, the return of Darkseid. Can you imagine the marketing campaign behind that? We already saw it. The hurdle was already there because we already had one Justice League movie. But what's new is Darkseid, bringing back one of the greatest villains on screen. Did he get enough screen time? I would like to see more. But that's also a good thing for a sequel, what you want more of. It was just enough. It wasn't too little. It gave you a taste. And then all the other scenarios in here that I've covered, the trending that he sought after on other streaming platforms, That's all a consideration. So, does it mean it's going to go forward? I'm not the asshole to tell you that it's going to be 100% forward. I'm just saying there's conversations being had, but there's so many hurdles there. And one of the biggest ones is actually if they all agree they want to move forward, then you negotiate. And that is a big task because Zack Snyder has to feel comfortable. Besides, if he wants to do it, he has to feel comfortable. That's what I present to all you viewers. Thank you, except for Zeno, because he says I'm delusional, and so does Ambassador. Did I present a good case? Am I just blowing smoke? I'm not blowing smoke up here. I'm giving you what I determine when I make my speculation.
So just to clarify, you brought up the Rotten Tomatoes score because it shows that the audiences and the critics are warming up to Zack Snyder's vision in a way.
And it's where they wanted to be before. They wanted a well-received ensemble superhero film on par with the Avengers to be well-received. They introduced the villain. No one had any problems with this villain, Darkseid. It's going where they wanted to go before. There's no way, even if they didn't want to do it, they are having these conversations.
I think they had no choice. They had to have the conversation, even if they don't want to.
Based on the reaction, based on how he has a large fan base that gets everything trending. It's free marketing. Yes. I mean, Zeno, why would you not, if you were in the industry, why would you not be having these conversations? All right, Ambassador's here. Uh-oh.
All right, I'm ready for him to yell at you.
All right, Ambassador. No,
yes.
Please don't go hard on me with the F-bombs or anything, because Eddie already almost got me demonetized. Did you hear my case? Did I support a case that the conversations these conversations are being had? It's just that it might not go forward because there's a lot of hurdles there. And then once you even agree to go forward, the negotiation between Zack Snyder and WB, he's not trusting them. He wants to know every single detail of what's going to happen with his vision, and he's not going to compromise. No compromises like Brie Larson, Nissan. Don't compromise, ladies. Uh-oh. Zeno was looking for you.
No. He was asking the question. Is Max still talking about his illusions? Zeno, as I said in the chat, this is one of a few times you and I actually agree.
Okay.
And that's why I said hell has frozen over.
Well, just because you're in the camp that says you haven't heard anything, it's not happening, they don't want to do it. Is that what I'm getting from you?
Max, because because I look for facts. I look for evidence. I listen to people who know the industry, who know the business, who actually have connections to it, who have had experience in it.
Okay. Well, what's the facts that it's not happening? Just because you haven't heard anything?
No,
I'm trying to debate.
The facts that it hasn't happened, it's not going to happen. They didn't do anything to market this movie, okay, at all.
They eventually did.
Zack Snyder, well, reluctantly, okay. 3 days after the movie came out, that media piece came out that said, that the fans are painted the fans as toxic.
Yeah,
for wanting more.
It's the gamers' fault.
I know, but it lumped us in with them, which sucks, Eddie. So the cards have been stacking up. Zack has been very conciliatory when he talks.
No, I don't think
I know
we
can interpret what he says, but he's always been like, hey guys, the studio's just not interested in it, but I am. Look, it's like, okay, but that goes along the lines of he doesn't want to say no to a paying customer. I get that. But at the end of the day, quit leading us on. Like that's what's making me mad. I don't like being led on by anything. So either you tell me something or I walk. That's basically where I'm at.
I mean, they pretty much look.
And if that answer doesn't come before I lose interest, I don't care anymore.
I mean, wasn't that the same mentality for the Snyder Cut though? Because people were saying the same thing. Can you stop already with the hints? Can you just give us something already? He did.
Let Ambassador speak.
I agree with Brian. They have not given us any reason to believe that they are going forward with the Snyderverse. They have not given us any reason to believe whatsoever that they are even remotely interested. Zack has even gone as far as to say, and that he does not, that most likely is not going to go forward. I am sorry. I am going to be like someone that I have a lot of respect for, and that is Matt Jarbo,
Oh God.
and say, yes, I agree with Matt Jarbo, Max. I'm sorry. I am sorry
No,
you
that's fine.
don't
That's
like. I'm sorry you don't like my perspective. That's
No,
fine.
I
You
appreciate it.
don't.
No.
You don't like my perspective, but I'm a realist.
Yes. I am too.
I have not.
There's no reason to believe they're not considering it. There's no facts on either way.
Why?
I just gave you the facts.
Because they haven't said anything.
No,
Why-
they have. You just didn't want to listen to it. Nobody wanted to listen to answer not.
The answer not
Why?
all that was set up before it was even debuted.
That goes to
Max.
further prove that this is not going to happen.
Okay.
Max, why is it so bloody important that the Snyder verse continue? Why? You got what you wanted. You got the Snyder Cut of Justice League. Mission accomplished, mission fulfilled, achievement reached. Why does it matter at this point if anything else comes of the Snyderverse? Why does the Snyderverse need to be a thing? Why does Zack Snyder have to cater to everyone's demands? The man has a vision for other projects besides
and I will
the
support him if he
Snyderverse.
doesn't do it. I agree. I support him there.
So-
I'm just saying, don't count it out. It's a possibility, and people that say it's not going to happen don't have any more info than the other ones. Except, yes, of course, WB's been saying it didn't even exist in this Ian Cernoff article came out. They didn't want to, but you can't just dismiss all the other factors. Trending, that he sought after on every single digital platform.
I'm going to play devil's advocate for a moment.
Yeah.
You know, Zerfed says, I don't want the Hamadaverse because it's inferior to the Snyderverse. You don't know that yet. The Hamadaverse has not really gotten started yet. The Flash movie will be the real litmus test because that's the first movie that he's truly working on, hands-on, and really getting to play with. Once we see that movie and what goes after that, then we'll dictate what's going forward.
I'm just saying there's
I'm
not
excited
enough.
for Black Adam. I'm excited for the Batman. Those movies could be really good. You don't know.
Yes.
It could be better. Right now, we don't think it's going to be better because we haven't seen.
I'm not
going
to shit on the movie,
but we
the
don't know
Flash
yet.
movie, just because it's not Zack Snyder's.
That's what a lot of people are doing with the Flash movie. Though.
No,
They have a
I'm
narrative.
not.
Just because you heard some rumors about it, just means that
I wanted to see Cyborg and Flash together as like a
Because personally, for me, the Suicide Squad looks great. That's my most anticipated movie right now. Honestly, it's
Thank you. The thing for me, Max, is this: the internet space, at least a portion of it, has been saturated for months on end about Snyder, and I, for one, have had it up to here.
Right, and that's why I have been covering other topics.
But Max, I'm not.
I know.
Yes,
I
Max,
know.
and Max, I applaud you for that. I absolutely applaud you for it. But I see it on Twitter. I see it to a degree on YouTube. There is a borderline obsession or a full-out obsession with the Snyderverse, like there's nothing else going on in the pop culture sphere. And guess what? There is.
I agree.
But you
can't discount that all those articles, all those videos, they get clicks. You can't discount that, and that's something that Hollywood looks at. For real.
No, Zeverfed, I am a fan of Zack Snyder's Justice League. I may have come into the movement late, but I was just as much on board for it as everyone else. But I am not going to sit here and hammer AT&T. I'm not going to hammer a corporation day after day, week after week, month after month.
Me either.
Demanding,
I support it, but yeah. Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Zeverfed, I did 2 streams talking about the Snyder Cut. How am I not a fan? I am a fan of this movie. I love this movie, but there is more to it in the world than that. Request, sure, but at some point it starts to come off as it starts to become obnoxious. It starts to become overbearing.
Okay, Walter Hamada's here. Give me a chance, guys. Listen, if the Flash movie's good, I'm gonna say it's good. I'm not going to attack other creators and other talent in the industry just because I want something. If they succeed, they succeed. If it's
it's not a bias, it's a perspective. I would imagine it's a perspective of a lot of people.
Well, the
might
other
share.
people that are outside, and this is why I've covered, I'll be real. People said, I don't want to just hear about the Snyderverse on your channel. Some people subscribe to me but when I just did movie talk, and they're sick of the Snyderverse.
Okay.
But I'm
fair.
I'm gonna say this. I still think there's a strong possibility, and I say there are talks. Does it go forward? Does it get past the negotiation stage? I don't know if they could get past the negotiation stage. Even if Zack wants to do it and they say go ahead, I don't know if they can agree on terms. I really don't.
I just want to say real quick.
Yeah.
Birds of Prey. A lot of people laid the blame with that movie on Walter Hamada. That was not Hamada. That movie was already in the can before he really started taking over. Again, The Flash is going to be the litmus test to see whether Hamada succeeds as the head of DC.
Yeah.
Birds of Prey, under his watch, he was the one who got, I believe it was David Leitch or Chad Stahelski to do the reshoots for the third act. And the third act, universally, was agreed upon as being one of the best parts of that movie. You can hate the movie, but at least the third act was a lot better than the rest of it. You know, for me, it's a so-so movie. It's like
There's always talks. They're always talking about possibilities. How many projects don't happen is the problem. Is the thing. There's so much talk. It doesn't mean it moves forward. That's what the Hollywood's problem is. There's always talks.
I just want to clarify too. I want the Snyderverse to happen. I do. I am a fan of it.
You think
that movie? And
well, who here agrees with Zeno that they're not talking at all about possibility? That would be stupid to not even examine that what they could do.
I'm just saying it could be a possibility, though.
It could happen, but
we have to consider. You know, those talks happened before the movie came out. They didn't pan out, and we got what we got.
Mm-hmm. But how do you know they're not continuing now?
How do you know?
I don't know either way. I'm saying either way.
This is all speculation, and
right. I'm saying people like it's done. It's not going to happen. You just don't know. You just don't know. There's so many factors. There's so many factors. I'm saying you don't know.
Factors are not. I'm just saying,
facts. How can you put a time frame on it? How can you put a time frame on it? Oh, it's been a month. It's not happening. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Factors are not facts. And as a wise man once said, facts do not care about your feelings.
Okay.
The fact is, more than likely, WB and at&t are probably going to say, hey, we gave Zack his opportunity to go back and fix his film. He has fixed his film. He is doing Army of the Dead. He's probably going to be doing other things. And it's very likely we may never see a continuation of this. Do you realize how many films, both profitable and unprofitable, have never had a continuation of their story? A lot.
Right. You're right.
I mean, they could do it.
Okay, the Frank Knight Rises, Justice Con happened. Justice Con was going to go on whether or not anything was announced one way or the other. And let's be candid, and I'm not trying to throw shade or be rude here when I say this. How many people actually watched Justice Con? I didn't even bother.
Well, here's the thing, Zeno. I'm saying there's going to be talks. Does it mean it's going to go forward? No. Doesn't mean they could get on the same page. I think I might be too insurmountable, even if they wanted to do it, to say that they're going to agree to all his terms. It might be too high of a list.
Here's what I'll say.
Zack Snyder might be too damaged by his experience to ever agree to a contract with them.
Precisely. He may not want anything more, whether it's HBO Max, whether it is Warner Media, Warner Brothers proper. He may not want a single solitary damn thing to do with Warner Brothers.
What I've been trying to maybe I'm not doing my best here, is what I'm trying to say is saying that it's done because you haven't heard an announcement in a month. You don't know any more than people that's saying it's going to happen 100% or this is going to happen. You don't know. No one knows. Okay.
But why continue to harp on this? Why continue to fight for something that may never happen when there's so much more out there in the world that is good that you can talk about? And yes, I know that you have, Max. I appreciate that. But why this obsession with one stinking thing?
Because for DC,
why?
I can explain that. From my personal opinion, I'm not speaking for the Snyderverse, but from my personal opinion, it's seeing a villain, for me, just specifically, is Darkseid. It's like having Darth Vader show up in A New Hope and never get to see him return. It's like that relevant of a character for me. To actually see the Justice League form, and then the biggest, baddest villain in DC come, and then like, oh, we're never going to revisit that. That's why I can't personally get past it. I will get past it if it doesn't happen. I just can't. And then the Ava DuVernay, New Gods being canceled is more of like, well, you can do it now for sure. You could do it now for sure. There's no reason not to, except all these other hurdles. And there are hurdles everywhere. And it's not as easy as release the Snyder Cut because that was already filmed. It's not. It's a whole new beast. I do agree with that. It's a big mountain to climb. I'm just saying that talks are happening. You just don't know how far they're going. And then say they want to do.
You don't know if there are any talks at all.
If I may, I want to jump in on this real quick. Sure. So in terms of what Max is saying, no, you're right. We don't know if there are talks going on. I think 100% there could be talks going on. We don't know everything going on.
Just how far they go, we don't know that.
No, but my thing is that what I get concerned about is that when we have so much hope and so much desire, inevitably when that gets denied, and it could or could not happen. I don't know yet. I'm not Nostradamus. I can't predict the future, you know.
Mm-hmm. No, thankfully you're not RJ Damas. You don't try. You don't try to be like a certain corner that acts like an ass.
We got Eddie Damas in here already.
But yeah, I was just gonna say real quick.
I'm not doing that, you know. Okay,
Zeverfett, I am not being pessimistic. I am being realistic. I am being pragmatic. I am not being a pessimist, contrary to popular belief.
In my opinion, you and Matt Jarbo are being that way, being realist, because you haven't heard anything. And I'm just saying.
No, I'm being realistic because it probably is a fact that it's not going to happen. Now, if it happens, I will be more than happy to come on this channel and say I was wrong. But,
I will look out for that day.
Max, let me ask you a question. If Ann Sarnoff herself came to the show as an exclusive interview, and you asked her, is the Snyderverse continuing? And she said straight up, it is not continuing. We have no plans going forward. Would you believe her?
That article, I believe, was set right. It was released right after it was released. I'm pretty sure these articles are planned way ahead of time, especially interviews.
No, of course it was. It was definitely planned ahead of time.
So it costs them nothing to say this is complete. Even if they intend to go forward,
to be fair though, they were saying that it wasn't continuing way back in the New York Times with the Hamada interview, saying, "Hey, this is a cul-de-sac. It's something fun we're doing for this, but we're not continuing it. It's a road that leads to nowhere."
Hey, Nick. Yes. So they were going to do that regardless, either way. They don't. It's not some they don't want to do it. But you have other factors there. There's
like I said, my only concern is
dismiss everything else. That's all I'm saying. Don't
my only
dismiss
concern
all
is
the
if
other
you have
factors.
this much hope and you end up getting denied, and they say no,
I'll
it's not happening.
I'll accept it.
No, you guys will accept it. You guys will accept it.
Me and my wife are probably going to go see Flash.
There's a lot of people who won't,
hate and anger.
Yeah. I'm not a lot of other people.
And hey, just real quick, I want to say this to Ben Workman. Ben, I'm not saying people can't obsess. I obsess over stuff. For heaven's sakes, I've been working on a Star Wars fan fiction since September. Can you talk about obsession there? So I'm not saying you people can't obsess over what they want. By all means, do so. But have in the back of your mind that little safeguard that says, I'm going too far here. That's all I'm saying. I obsess over stuff, silly stuff, important stuff alike. So I'm not trying to deny anybody what their feelings or their position.
The thing is, I understand where everyone's coming from. Even Ryan right now, he's talking about they're being positive.
I'm
but
not
like on
I'm
the
not
other side of it
pessimistic.
too. The other side of it too, like Matt Jarbo said this, like what if they're just being positive because they don't want to lose fans, they don't want people to unsubscribe for HBO Max? That's a concern too. I don't know who I'm not to believe at that point.
I mean, what's the point though? It's gonna happen anyway. Even if they do, people are still gonna get mad. So why not just say it?
Oh,
anyway?
you said you agree with Matt Jarbo enough, and this is what happens. Hey, Jarbo.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we're gonna hear you.
How's your back,
All right.
brother?
It's still killing me.
Okay.
For some reason, hold on here.
So my original title was Matt Jarbo's wrong again, but most of my panel agrees with you. And then RJ, I don't know what the hell. He was like, I'm kind of going your way. And then he's throwing me heat again.
No,
I'm not trying to throw you.
Okay.
I'm not trying to.
I'm
just
kidding.
trying
I'm
to,
joking with you.
you
I'm
know.
joking with you. All right, Matt. What do you think about what Ambassador says? He really agrees with you.
Well, that's the right call. So
Yes, because here's the thing. I use reason and logic.
just
I use both sides of my brain.
Right, but just because you didn't hear what you thought would be a
Matt,
glimpse of what's
Max,
forward doesn't mean it's not happening either. I'm just saying,
Max,
I think the bridge is too far to get everything, to have the stars align where they even say they would get to this point and they're negotiating terms. It's going to be a huge obstacle.
All right, I am going to propose a hypothetical to the panel and to the chat. Put yourself in the position of Zack Snyder.
Mm-hmm.
Say you're at the negotiating table, or you're considering going back to Warner Brothers to do Justice League 2 and 3.
Yeah.
Consider all of the hell, all of the crap that he had to go through for the 3 movies that he has done with them thus far.
My way or burn it to the effing ground.
Man of Steel, Batman versus Superman, and now Justice League.
Right. My way or the highway. Burn it to the effing ground, like you said at Justice Con last year. I'm releasing it the way I want to, or nothing. That's it. So he's not compromising.
I am not insulting anyone. I am not insulting a single solitary person. Everybody uses both sides of the rainbow, but unfortunately, sometimes that doesn't always go well. So I am not insulting. I am not insulting anyone, Brian.
Walter Hamada says blame Ray Fisher for some of Warner Media's push against back on the Snyderverse. I know this is a troll account, but he's not wrong there, and I stand by Ray. I still stand by Ray, but it's like that's also another factor the other way. It's too much baggage there. I don't know how to handle that. I still support Ray. I know a lot, and like you do, Matt.
Yeah,
but every single announcement that came out is another Ray Fisher thing, which I still support him and I believe things happen. It's just
I'm sure things happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually,
let me
I
finish.
have a question. I have a question for the panel. Actually, are any of you actually planning on watching Mortal Kombat, Suicide Squad, The Batman?
Yes.
Any of these? Space Jam 2?
Yeah.
Okay, then there you go. The
Space Jam 2 look good.
Snyderverse is not happening. Snyderverse is not
Jam
happening.
2
then.
look great.
The thing is, the only message that Warner Brothers will ever listen to is with your wallet. And the fact
I just got the email that said my account will cease if I stop paying. I haven't put any money back in it yet. So
Brian's
I
out.
will watch Mortal Kombat if my account's active tomorrow. But other than that, yeah, no. Peace.
Well, you know what, Brian, you're the exception. I just have a feeling a lot of people won't do that. They will not actually put their money where their mouth is. Because I think that's the only language they're going to listen to.
I've got other streaming services to subscribe to. I got Star Trek coming up.
Hey, Falcon Winter Soldier finale.
I'm going to get back Paramount Plus here in a little bit.
We'll go after this stream. Go check out Matt Jarb. That was a hot stream earlier, Matt. Where we had.
I enjoyed that stream for the most part.
The only angle I disagree with Matt and the rest of this panel, every single one of you goddamn panelists, is that you don't know that it's done. You just don't know. You don't know. Imagine if they are talking. Imagine if they are talking. This is a volatile situation. There's so many factors with trending.
Max, you can flash that thumbnail from now until that thumbnail from now until the second coming, and it's not going to change the fact that.
Look, sorry.
If you know what this means, you know what I'm calling you, Matt or Max.
Okay. Well, thanks a lot.
What I do?
No, not you, Matt. I meant to say Max.
But I'm just saying Matt Jarvis is full of shit as anyone if he says it's not going to happen. You don't know. You don't know what's going on. You don't know what the actual talks are.
No, because he's actually worked in the industry. Have you?
No, he knows a lot of stuff, but he doesn't. In this particular subject, he doesn't know it's not going to happen either, because a month has passed and you haven't heard anything. That's my sticking point. Where I'm like, you don't know either. You don't know either because you haven't heard. What would you expect to hear of at this point if it was going to go forward?
I would expect to hear. I wouldn't expect to hear an announcement that they're greenlighting another one. But what I would expect,
okay,
what I would expect is anything about the numbers, about the success, right? The jubilation they would be feeling as a company for backing this project and seeing it being as successful as they hope that it is. I mean, you would want them to actually do something on that front, but they haven't said a word. So that to me is not indication of anything happening. You know, like it's not. There was a person who commented on the video that's on my video, the stream, that said like, Zack has already spoken with Jason Kilar. And it's like, no, he hasn't.
Well, they
But-
don't know that either. Yeah, they don't know that. I mean,
Well,
I would think they would, but yeah.
And,
I think
and,
it's
you know,
just-
men. Go ahead, man. Sorry.
Right.
Didn't mean to
No,
cut
no,
you
no, no.
off.
That's okay. No, it's all good. It's all good. I just think that it's kind of ridiculous to think that the company being silent is somehow like not an indication of where they currently
It's not an
stand.
indication either way.
Well, no, I mean,
We haven't heard much since it actually debuted, except the Ian Serdoff article, which most likely, and I think you agree with me at the time, it was probably prepared at a time to say, you know, we're not planning to go forward. It's done, you know. But they've been saying that for years about his vision since Justice League. But since then, it's been silent. That doesn't mean either direction is right, really.
well, no, because again, you're trying to equate something that we knew existed to something that doesn't exist. So, and if they're all about streaming numbers and trying to make sure that is going to be as big as it can be, then wouldn't they want to like tout those numbers? They did the same thing with Wonder Woman.
Not if they're negotiating. No, not if they are actually at the negotiating table. Why would they say release a bunch of numbers that helps him get a bigger paycheck? That doesn't
Because
mean what you think it means.
Because to quote our good friend Firewater,
not gonna-
it's all about the bonus.
Right, they're not going to freely release these numbers if they are actually in talks to make him look even better when he's trying to
Actually,
negotiate
I think
a price.
they would. I think they would because they want to put leverage on Zack.
Well, if they were bad, yeah.
Yeah, but if
they're not as good
then
as they could have been. They're not bad either. They're not. No. Okay.
Actually, I think the numbers were quite good.
Yeah.
I think the numbers were very good because it makes no sense why a company would sit there and go, we're just not going to tell you guys how well this thing is done when they've done it for almost everything else.
Mm-hmm.
You
Well,
know,
I do have some other movie topics too because I was being legit.
Okay. I do want to address one more thing, and then in terms of Cup of Malice question, it is definitely for me option 2 because I support Zack Snyder regardless of what he does because he has impressed me as a director.
Okay,
it has been and always will be number 2.
Yeah, thank you.
I respect him.
Thanks for bringing that up, Ambassador. I didn't see this one. Copy Malik gets a question for the panel chat. Are we support Zack Snyder only for his DC work? To the second part of the question, or are we support the man because of his work? Be honest. As for me, I'll go with 2. Yes, I've been a fan of everything he's done. Some to lesser degrees. Sucker Punch I still like. It's not my favorite. Like if I want to rewatch a Zack Snyder film, I'll probably pick 300, Dawn of the Dead, Batman. Most likely I'll go to his DC stuff though. That's my favorite. But no, I like everything he's done. Even Legends of Gahul, Owls of Gahul was pretty interesting in the animation.
I need to get a copy of that. I do. I need to get a copy of that.
Is it on? Is it on HBO Max?
I
believe
so.
so. Yes.
I
could have sworn it was.
It might be.
In Army of the Dead is like another. It's a film that we haven't got for a while. It's just like exciting summer type feel. Army of the Dead, I think, is going to blow everything out of the water when it releases on streaming. I predict it's going to be the number 1 Netflix streaming original ever. I really do.
It could very well be.
I disagree.
You disagree?
I disagree.
Okay.
Why do I disagree?
I'll bet you a $5 super chat on your channel. I'll pay you if I'm wrong.
Well, you know that Netflix doesn't actually give you the numbers ahead of time, right? So it would be a very long time till that finds out. But let me explain. I think that Army of the Dead is going to do very well. But what we're talking about here is a situation where we're going to be dealing with Netflix is very cagey about the numbers, and it's going to really depend on what it is they want to say. So just like HBO Max, you may not get the answers you want, and that is just a reality of it. The interesting thing though is going to be like how the fans respond to it, and I think that's going to be a bigger indicator of how well it does. But Netflix has a lot of other high tier content stuff that's been very popular, so
Bridgerton.
haven't seen it, but I've heard nothing but good things. So
Matt, I think you would enjoy it. Seriously.
I hear there's a lot of sex. So I mean, I'm just saying, I'm kidding. I don't know.
They're biased. They didn't want it to happen. Of course, they're going into the release that way. But since that, they've been pretty much radio silent since Sarnoff.
But see, that's what I'm saying is because it's something that you didn't want to hear. A lot of people dismissed that. Oh, well, she's not in charge. Oh, she can't make decisions. You know what I mean?
I think she has sway.
Even though she's the head of the whole studio.
Yeah,
they think that Jason Kilar is the mythical
they've told us
figure.
And we just didn't want to listen. You know what I mean? So I know the truth hurts. And I know it's not what people want to hear, but unfortunately, come on, man, let's be adults here.
They've gone silent since that. I'm not saying they're lying either. I'm just saying
apathy is a killer, dude.
I will say things can change. Yes. Things can change very quickly.
That's how the industry works. Things change on a weekend when numbers come in, when engagement. This stuff all matters. Engagement, trends. This is the age of social media. You want a streaming service. What could be bigger than Dark Side returning? What could be bigger than that? Maybe Game of Thrones. Can you think of something else that HBO Max
I can tell you what would be bigger.
What?
Not having to hear from us anymore.
All right.
Am I wrong? I think a lot of this has to do with the fact that they're just tired of us. Constantly going on about the same crap.
Same damn thing.
And I'm not trying to be a jerk, and I'm not trying to squash on people's stuff, but I'm just saying, we need to stop. We are sounding very toxic. If we were to step out of this stream and watch it from a perspective
how am I being toxic?
I'm just saying, constantly going on.
No, I don't do the hashtag every day. I don't. Yeah.
Yes, I am jaded because I've sat here and I fought and I've heard the stuff. So it's no, dude.
Well,
I'm just saying, wouldn't you be?
You know what I can honestly say to people that are newer to the Snyder Cut fandom? This is what it was like every day for years. I didn't do it every day. I always support it, but I didn't hashtag for it. This is what everyone said against.
That's the only thing you guys can say. This fandom can say at the moment. This is what it was like 4 years ago. This is what it was like.
No,
it's not. They had a cut 4 years ago. It wasn't finished.
It's different.
But they had a cut. This is asking them to completely change their direction, and it's not going to happen. And Sarnoff came out and said, "We're not changing. Deal with it." You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, I want to move on to other topics.
No, I get it. Yeah. I just wanted to say my piece because I've been kind of quiet about it.
No,
Brian, thank you.
This is why I want different opinions here.
All I'm saying is, can you understand why I would be jaded, Ryan?
I get that.
It's understandable.
What the holy hell?
What?
RJ, please tell me you're joking.
Well, that's if it's private, keep it private.
Okay, I'll keep it private. What the holy hell?
It's not private. It looks like he's about to bring him on the show. We'll see.
Oh, we might end this soon. I gotta see this.
Holy sh!
Okay. All right, let's get
holy
to the
shnikes.
Yeah, let's get to the other topics.
Is that happening right now, RJ?
I hope so.
Not yet. I'm keeping track on it.
Jeremy's been in his chat asking.
The Suicide Squad. James Gunn finishes film early. I'm excited for this film. I like seeing Harley back. I like seeing Joel Kinnaman back. I like Idris Elba.
Actually, you know what? I think James Gunn and Margot Robbie have a really great dynamic right now, and I have a feeling that James Gunn is going to bring out a lot of good Harley stuff. I would actually, depending on how good I much like this movie, I would actually like a James Gunn directed Harley Quinn movie. I think that'd
Gotham
be
City
really cool.
Sirens or something.
Yeah, Gotham City Sirens. That'd be dope.
He's there. He's there. He's there. He's there.
Should
Oh,
I
wow.
send it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
he's
yeah,
there.
and
He's
then-
there.
pop it up. Pop
He's
it
there.
up.
Well, I don't want to
You're-
stream snipe.
It's whatever.
You're not
Just
stream
snipe
sniping,
it.
dude.
Do it. Do it.
Alright.
Do it.
I've never seen Eddie this
Dude,
hyped in my entire
Pop this.
life.
Pop it up.
Alright,
Come on,
alright.
share it.
Oh my god.
Where is
Holy
it?
hell! This is a happening.
All right. Let's see. I had other movie
Holy-
topics.
This
This-
takes precedence, Max.
Dude, this takes precedence. Holy crap! This is like,
Oh boy.
Wait,
here we go.
you fit that Snake Eyes helmet on your head because I have it and I can't do it.
Dude, it's
That's-
hard. It's hard. I'll give you
I
that.
can't
It's
do it.
definitely Hard. It's
I almost got it stuck in my head. I wanted it so bad to wear it during a live stream, and I couldn't. And when I saw that, because
Oh, they're getting along. Damn it.
Oh, don't worry.
Give it a minute.
I don't want to like.
I'm not
I'll
going
censor
to
myself. I'll censor
control
myself.
anything that you say.
Okay, I'll censor myself. But the first thing I said was, "How in the f did he get the Snake Eyes helmet on?" I literally have it right here. Like I don't know if I can move my camera.
Because your head's too big,
You guys
Jeremy.
see that?
Oh yeah.
Max.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was all my GI Joes, all that. So yeah, I love.
Oh, that
Yeah.
pool house
Yeah,
is pretty
so he has
impressive.
the Snake Eyes helmet on. Now my camera's
Fun.
300
I don't know how I feel
subscribers,
about
everybody. 7,000 subscribers. That's how we do it. But anyway, I'm here. I'm not going to yell. I promise. But yeah.
Oh,
so how's it
yeah.
going,
I
guys?
doubt
There we
that.
go.
Well, we're doing well. And listen. The only reason
I
the
feel
only reason I
weird.
think anybody is ever cautious
This is true. This is
about
true,
the
Zeno.
idea of having you on or something is because honestly, Jeremy, there's a lot of times
Ooh,
where
yes. Come on, Enosh. Bring
I
it.
don't know who you are. And I know
Ooh.
part of that is like I don't know who you are. You're a YouTube personality, and I get that. One of the things that I try to do, at least on my channel, I know everybody's got a different thing, but one of the things that I try to do is because we're dealing with fandoms, we're talking about stuff that we love, and yeah, we're going to find common things. I mean, I could scroll
You know
right
what?
here.
I
and
think
mean,
I'm
like,
gonna end
you
it
show
when we go
you
over
show me
there.
yours.
This
I'll
is-
show you mine. I got a
I'm not
Terrachrome,
even
I
able to
got,
get
you
bit
know,
of word
flag
in.
back here. You know, like I'm
Yeah.
all about
That
that
sounds good.
stuff, right?
Yeah,
But
go
I want to
ahead.
be real with people, and I
all
get
right,
that there's
all right. I'm removing it.
Good night,
I say-
everybody.
I'm too entranced. I can't even get a word in. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Bye, everyone. What the hell?